It's good to be back in bed, everyone, because for today we are reviewing The Bad Guys 2. I am super excited for this because the first Bad Guys really deserved a sequel, and it sure did. So without further ado, I'm super excited for this because I've been waiting for a long time to do this movie review, as this was my second anticipated movie of 2025 along with Zootopia 2. So with that, I cannot wait. Now, before I want to actually start off with, this film just got released in theater, so this may contain some spoilers. But if you want to avoid those spoilers, then you can go on ahead and pause me, then check it out in theaters, or depending on the time wise, you can either watch it on streaming or on DVD. And then when you're done watching The Bad Guys 2, unpause me, and then continue on. Or if you're a leaker sneaker and if you don't really care about spoilers, go on ahead, because I don't mind. Now, don't forget, I also did the review of the first Bad Guys film, so if you also want to catch up with the what's going on with the Bad Guys 2, what happened next, you can either watch my review or you can watch the actual movie. But with that in mind, now let's get started. The film is set 5 years before the events of the first film, where the bad guys went off of a heist to steal a very priceless and cool looking car, which was the same car that the bad guys have drone throughout the first film. However, if you have seen the short, you can see what happened and how Mr. Wolf got the broken down blue car. Anyways, after that, after the bad guys were released from prison, they were trying to try new ways for their new good life, since they are done robbing banks or stealing treasures or money or very priceless items. It wasn't very hard for him due to the world still not trusting them, and some believing that they haven't changed their ways, but they have been trying really hard. They went through interview to interview, and so far, nothing. Zip, zilch. As for Mr. Snake, he has been going off for a long time for no reasons. But back to the main topic, of course. After hearing news about the robberies of the Phantom Bandit, Mr. Wolf came up with a new idea to team up with the now Commissioner Luggins to catch them. Reluctantly, Commissioner Luggins still is pretty distrustful to them due to the complicated past, but reluctantly helped her solve the case of the next robbery, which is the Phantom Bandit stealing this very precious metal called mahogonite, which what could be used for? Who knows? But after that, after helping Luggins solving the mystery, the good guys now have figured out that Mr. Snake has been disappearing and been going to these places during the time where the mahogonite was stolen. And they come up with this theory that Mr. Snake was the one who was stealing them. So with that, they went off to the wrestling match where they attempted to stop Mr. Snake from going back to his old ways. However, it was all a big misunderstanding because Snake was actually going on a date with his new girlfriend and Susan, this Raven-esque character. However, they still have to try to stop the Phantom Bandit from stealing the champion's belt, which is the same metal that the Phantom Bandit has been stealing. And with that, the champion of the wrestling match was about to win again until an unknown wrestler came in for the belt, and she whooped him really, really good. So at that, they attempted to stop them as Shark and Piranha dressed themselves as chicken-themed wrestlers. It was pretty hysterical, but they managed to beat her. However, there was one thing. She set them up by making them look like that they stole the belt again, and the whole world, including Professor Luggins, has went back to their evil ways and stolen the trophy or belt. So at that, they were on the run, but luckily enough, they were saved by Susan, and thank goodness in time, because now they are on the run again. But luckily enough, Wolf managed to call Diane to explain about everything and attempts to clear their name once again. The first attempt didn't go too well, but they were redeemed after that. But anyways, after that, Diane came up with a new way to try solve the mystery of this stolen mahogany. But there is one person that she could talk to. However, the good guys soon realized something dastardly. It turns out Susan was actually a part of the thieving bad girls, led by the real Phantom Bandit, or Kitty Cat, the really fierce snow leopard, and Susan was actually a code name for her real initial name, Doom, and the wrestler that they were fighting was Pigtail. So with that, they said that they need some help and they can help them get jobs, as it was another heist to steal something bigger, a upcoming planned rocket launch. However, the bad guys refused since they no longer steal, but there was one thing that the bad girls have that they would reveal to the world. Diane's secret as the Crimson Paw. So with that, they will either have to work with them, or they will send that video or the recorded footage of Diane's true, her former past as a bad guy to the world, and her days as governor would be over. So with that, they have no choice but to accept them and try to steal the watch that the billionaire has planned that can control the rocket. So with that, they were running up to the rocket, to the cockpit, to stop the bad girls once and for all. It wasn't that easy at first because the rocket was about to depart, but they managed to jump into the rocket where they were doing a heist in a wedding. It wasn't easy because the same billionaire from Egypt that the bad guys stole their car was also attending in there. But luckily enough, they got the control watch. As for Diane, she went off to visit their old foe, who happens to be Professor Marmalade, who now became a beefcake. That's what happens when you set life in prison there. Anyways, she asked him about what the mahogany would do. However, they had to go through this one deadly thing that Marmalade has set up. A quick game of Connect 4. But after that, Diane noticed something that after learning what the mahogany would do, and also where Marmalade had another visitor, she told him that she had an acquaintance with 5. So with that, Diane learned who the real Phantom Bandit is and went on with her own mission. Meanwhile, after that, where Pigtail and Doom were getting acquainted and getting a little close to the good guys, Wolf managed to record footage of Kitty confessing to them that they needed to frame them to get close to them. However, the bad girls were still too clever as they set up a trap and a little device where they have something in plan for them, which turns out the mahogany was actually a gold magnet. Whenever it's activated with pure electricity, gold gets pulled in. And to make worse with that, they also uploaded the video of Diane's identity as the Crimson Paw, which whenever they deactivate the upload, they get trapped in the magnet. And it wasn't easy. They were trying multiple attempts to stop the upload, but by then it was too late. And the cops came in to arrest them. Meanwhile, while the bad girls were getting ready for the rocket launch, Diane attempted to stop them. However, they told them that the video was uploaded and her career as governor is over. But after darting them and getting on board of the rocket, Diane managed to sneak into the rocket without noticing them. However, even though Commissioner has arrested them, she did remember the time that they actually helped them with that case. So reluctantly, she decided to help them by getting their names back and, well, not really trying to stop the bad girls in time. However, the rocket was getting ready to get launched up, so with that, they teamed up to attempt to stop them. So with that, Luggins was controlling the helicopter to get close to the rocket, where they jumped off the helicopter and on the rocket. They were running up to the rocket, to the cockpit, to stop the bad girls once and for all. It wasn't that easy at first because the rocket was about to depart, but they managed to jump into the rocket, where they were now in space and the gold magnet has started, where all the gold is being pulled up to the magnet, including Marmalade, as he just got out of prison after getting his name cleared, but he got trapped in the limousine as it was made of gold and getting pulled up, and everything was getting all pulled together for the bad girl's biggest heist yet, but that they can't let that happen. So with that, they attempted to stop them, where Mr. Wolf came in to stop Kitty Cat while Kitty has sent Raven and Pigtail to stop them. However, concerning that they would get hurt in space, and with the change of heart after bonding with them, they were started to think of different ways, while the good guys were trying to deactivate the magnet. However, Kitty destroyed the device preventing them from controlling them, which Wolf decided to came up with another idea. As he still had some of his old tricks, he stole the watch to control the rocket, which he used it to ram the magnet and destroying everything. And with that, this enrages Kitty and was about to finish him off with a blow. But luckily enough, Diane came in and saved the wolf from getting shredded into pieces. And with that, the two who were embracing each other, as Wolf attempted to apologize to Diane for not stopping the video to upload, but they did something different. Well, Diane did something different. She kissed him. Finally, after 3 whole years, Wolf and Diane had become a couple. It was such a touching moment and a great reunion. However, the satellite had hit Earth's atmosphere and came crashing down into Earth. as they were attempting to make sure that they crash landed safely, they made it. Not as they turned out, they died from the crash, and the only survivors were the bad girls, which Kitty was arrested and put to jail. As for Pigtail and Doom, after changing their ways, they decided to do community service as for their prison and life sentence. And with that, Luggings had hold up a funeral that they will miss them, and she could have arrested them. It was very, very sad. I'm gonna miss them. Not. Nope. They're actually okay. They survived the crash, but it turns out Luggings had to do this to fake their deaths, so that way two agents of ISGLOP, I forgot the full name of the acronym because I just watched this yesterday. I did like a early premiere for the bad guys too yesterday, so that's why it's I'm recording this video on the 1st, which is yesterday. And of course, anyways, they came in and they thought their good skills and uniqueness, but also trying to find their ways to be good guys now. So with that, they offered them a job as secret agents, which the good guys plus Diane all agreed on this. And with that, now they will fight against crime. This will be an exciting tale for their new chapters for the good life that they were in. So with that, the movie has concluded, but in the post-credit scene, Professor Marmalade is still trapped in space, but his limo turned out to be a rocket and set off to home, which is the different direction from Earth. This is so strange, but what could this mean? I guess we'll find out either if or when the Bad Guys 3 will come out. So, yep. Anyways, time for my review part. Let me just get this camera closer. Here, how's that? Anyways, it was actually a pretty great movie, a really great sequel, and a great way to continue off the first Bad Guys film after the bad guys spent 1 year of their life in prison and then they were released to become good guys. It wasn't really easy for them, but they really proved to themselves that they have changed their ways from being evil to nice. I like the way of with the new concept for them as they now became secret agents. It is a pretty nice concept, so either way, I really enjoyed this movie. The characters were great, especially with the new ones like Kitty Cat. I really liked the performance of her voice actor. Really, really great job. Plus, the animation never disappointed as he showed it off. Plus, the action was really packed, especially with that rocket scene. I know it's a little inaccurate for running up through a rocket, but it is a cartoon. But either way, it's a really great movie. I really enjoyed it. I would give it a 9.5 out of 10 because of they really did a great job with the story, the animation, and adding new characters like a great sequel would, and a great way to continue off with the first Bad Guys, of course. I would give the first Bad Guys a different score, sort of like a 9.1. as the difference with this, the first Bad Guys was pretty good, but Bad Guys 2 really did great, as it was a big improvement. And, well, didn't really need a big improvement, but they did a really great job with the story, plus with the action. I'd say it's almost great as the first one, of course, but either way, it is such a great film. Definitely worth watching for a very long time now. Yep, and can't wait for Bad Guys 3, because obviously it's another cliffhanger on the space thing with Professor Marmalade. So I guess we'll find out real soon once Bad Guys 3 will be announced. Probably around 2028. That's my prediction as the release. This came out in 2022, and this film just got released this year, so hypothetically, it might take another 3 years to make Bad Guys 2. All depends on it, so either way, can't wait for it. And there are some other Dreamworks films that will be coming up, like the next Dreamworks film, which is the Gabby's Dollhouse movie. I don't know. I'm not that age where I would watch Gabby's Dollhouse. But next year, for the big year for animation, there will be an original Dreamworks film called Forgotten Island. And then in December, there will be Shrek 5. So either way, looking forward to those Dreamworks films besides Gabby's Dollhouse movie. I'm really looking forward to Shrek 5 and maybe on Forgotten Island. But either way, I'm so glad I get the chance to watch The Bad Guys 2. Now, I'm ready for Zootopia 2. My next movie for this year. Or might be Tron Ares. Don't know. I'll let you guys know real soon. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. 90% of this channel hasn't been subscribed yet, so I really appreciate it if you guys subscribe to this channel to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate that. Don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up. Share this video to your friends or anyone who is a big fan of the Bad Guys films now that it's became a film series, or who are just nah. Anyways, don't forget to also hit the notification bell for more awesome videos coming up real soon. Plus, leave a comment down below on what are your thoughts on The Bad Guys 2. And, yep, I'll see you all next time, everybody. Bye.
Hey, it's me, BDH, but I'm also known as the Brick Dragon Hero. That video was great, huh, Applex? You said it, BBJ. And if you want to see more of the Brick Dragon Hero videos, all you gotta do is subscribe. Follow Brick Dragon Hero on Instagram. Like for this video. Share this with your friends.
And comment down below what you think of that video.
And don't forget to check out the last video. So thanks for watching and have a brick day. Whoosh.